my journey. My name is Cherie. This is my vlog. Well, today I decided to get out and, stop rotting in the house. Hold on. So, I've been disappointed because, I'm not getting the start that I wanted, right? I wanted a fast start, right? I did. I wanted a fast start. And, then I was watching this video of this lady, right, who is doing pretty good. She done lost her about 70 pounds, right? It took her a good, 7-8 months, right? But she looks really good now. Now, I hadn't really seen her before pictures, but I went to her before pictures and it was like, oh, okay. Yeah, right? Because a lot of times we don't understand, a person's journey. But when you see the before pictures and the after pictures, you can see her journey and you can actually see why, she's happy now. She's happy. She was carrying around a whole lot of weight. The weight made her feel disfigured, and I kind of felt like that today myself, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, and I know I did bad. I did really, really bad because, I was eating carbs. I was eating, half gallons of ice cream in one bout, yeah, because they had mint flavor Moose Tracks, and I'm like, that's for me. I don't care if it's sugar free or anything like that. No, right? So, yeah, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, yeah, and she was pushing herself, right? And I don't know what she did before the pandemic, but everybody had to, reset after the pandemic. And those who didn't have to reset after the pandemic, there's a chance that, things is getting to a point where, they might have to do a late reset, right? Because of the layoffs and because of, job requirements where people are now being forced to, go into the office. Okay? So, how you like to look? You're so beautiful. You would look any which way you want to be. That's how I feel sometimes. Whatever look I want, I'm going to wear that look. The look ain't going to wear me. I'm going to wear the look. But yeah, so she was saying it's 8:34, right? And I'm getting a late start. And oh my gosh, I looked at the clock and it said 8:34 also. And I'm like, okay. We gonna get a late start. And she was like, she was gonna get a late start. She was gonna go up on the hill and try to get some orders, and if nothing else, because of the late start, she was gonna try to make at least $50. Now she has a goal. Her present day goal is, I guess she wants to make about $1,000 a week. She got to hook up, doing Amazon Flex, right? And then she'll do, DoorDash and Uber Eats, to make up the difference, right? But like I said, ooh, sorry, lady. Yeah, she was making a U-turn, and I thought I had a free right. Yeah, that collision for sure. Okay, so I picked up this $8 order from Starbucks, right? I got me a Starbucks protein coffee. And what she had said kind of like tripped me out, right? She was like, she's gonna make her a coffee, an iced coffee, which is it's a protein iced coffee. And by the time her coffee is through, she'll probably come back to the house. Unless, you know, the orders are so tempting that you just stay out there. You know, and that's what happened the last time I was out. I went out and I was like, oh, let me just try one. Oh, let me just try two. Oh, let me try this one because this one is a good one. Let me try this one. Oh, let me try one to get me back home. Let me try this. Let me try that. And the next thing you know, I was outside until damn near 11:30 at night. So one of the things that I did not like that she had talked about was that people are picking up orders that don't belong to them. And I'm like, how are they doing that, right? Now maybe she didn't get the indicator that said, you know, the order was picked up by another driver, right? Because it just flashes on there. And like I said before, the reason why I feel like it flashes on there is because there is somebody that has a higher ranking than you, right? They may be somebody that, you know, never turns down an order, you know, so they get the priority orders that, you know, are, you know, higher in money. So I just picked up this order for $8 at Starbucks. I'm getting ready to deliver that. You know, they were happy up in Starbucks. They were talking, I love you, and hugging each other, and I'm like, oh God, can I get some love too? You know, shoot, I thought y'all were just passing around the love. And they're like, yeah, sure. So, it's 75 degrees out here. There was a high projected of 81, right? But it was cold in my room, okay? It was cold in the room. And so I kind of dressed a little bit warm, right? Because sometimes when the sun goes down, it gets extremely, you know, cold to me. To me, it feels cold, okay? But we're gonna do something because we was not doing anything, and we didn't even feel like walking, right? We're like, what the hell? You don't feel like walking, you don't feel like, you know, working, you don't feel like getting up, you don't feel like doing anything around the house. And I'm like, this is not good, you know. You might need you need an attitude adjustment. And I did. I needed an attitude adjustment for sure. And watching that video, right, she just let me know, you know, listen, just move, right? Just move. Just get your ass up and move. It doesn't matter if it's late. You're on your own time. And I have to keep reminding myself, you're on your own time. So here's the thing, right? Now, you know, when I was trying to get my hustle on, right, I was trying to get out before 6 a.m., right? And I was thinking, shit, if I get out by 6 a.m., I could make my money and be home, before 5 o'clock, right? Or earlier. And, yeah. So, I know that, every day, even if I don't go anywhere, it's still going to cost me money. That's the one thing that I did not tell myself the other day, that I should have told myself, that every day costs money whether you go outside or not. However, when you go outside, it costs even more money when you go outside. Okay? So I just accepted another order for $6. Okay? And I'm like, that's so that I just keep rolling. We rolling out here. Is this Morning Star? Nope. Oh shit, I get to see some of the lake. Yay. Morning Star here. Okay. Now, what I don't like is my phone is connected to 5502 Chesterfield, right there. Who knew it would be right there? Hold on. Okay, I didn't realize that I took a shopping order. But I don't mind shopping for other people. Because like I said, a lot of times the people that, need this shopping and they're paying for it, I guess they're not aware of, the Walmart assist, right? I am not saying that, but that's not Albertsons, and that's where I'm going. I'm going to Albertsons. So I'm kind of glad that, like I've been shut in for a couple of days, just getting out, just momentarily, I guess, to get some fresh air and maybe take a walk. And that's cool, right? That's cool, because what's the alternative? What is the alternative? Now, my mind has been saying what I need to do is, what? Neighborhood Walmart is renovating? Huh? A new shopping experience is on the way? I wonder what kind of shopping experience that is. Walmart, neighborhood Walmart, what the hell? Yeah, so I'm gonna go shopping. And this is good, right? This is good so far because my phone is messing up, right? It's not allowing me to take pictures. And I'm thinking, I might need to shut down the app. Well, uninstall and reinstall the app because, if you're gone a day sometimes or two, there updates here that you have to, that you have to. Wait a minute. Hold on. So this one is having me go where? Don't say that. Yeah, it's having me go. Oh, I thought it was Albertsons right here. But no. This is Albertson over there in Mesquite or Dallas. Unbelievable. Okay. But because it is a shopping order, right? I want to be able to scan it with my phone. Restart phone, Google. Gemini. Gemini, please restart the phone. Restart phone. Restart the phone, please. Right. I don't know why sometimes my phone, because I have AI on my phone, it doesn't shut down. It's supposed to shut down and update every night at 2 a.m. Why it doesn't? The same reason why I can push the start and on button, right, and it doesn't respond to turning off. I have to actually ask Gemini to release. So I'm not sure where this Albertsons at, but it said, turn onto I-30. So I don't think it's. Ooh, I better wait. And see how long it takes to, to turn off your phone and turn it back on. I mean, it really wasn't that long, but it seemed like a long time when you're moving. Oh, I wish this thing would stop. Can you stop it? See if it's gonna pick back up the order that, yeah, I did. So we're going down here to Montley. Okay, and there's traffic. So typically what happens is, we usually start off in a circle. Right, it will start me off, and then after about 3 hours, it will circle me back around, to where I started from, depending on what orders that I accept. So if I accept, like this order that I accept down here in Dallas, right, Mesquite. Now I was hoping it was gonna get me over here, you know, working in what do you call it, Zachary, Sunnyvale, you know, that area, because I was kind of wanting that today, but instead it's got me going down here to Dallas. Right, and I don't really care for it sending me down here to Dallas. Because it's a shopping order for $6, and there are probably a lot of people that didn't want to take it. Now I was waiting to take this week off, right? Because I felt like with spring break being out, that there was going to be, you know, college students, you know, out here, you know, wanting to you know, make some money delivering. So you know, I didn't want to fight for no orders. However, I did feel like the weekend, which today is partially the weekend, is Thursday. Right? A lot of people, you know, they start their weekend on Thursday. When my mind was, okay, you can still work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, you can work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if you want. You know. But the reason why I wasn't feeling optimistic is because all that eating that I did, you know, it showed up. It showed up on my stomach, yeah, and I felt it on my stomach, and yeah, and you know, it's just not a good feeling to feel bloated. It's just not. So, you know, it just seems like it doesn't matter what size you are, but if you have a waistline, you know, it's doable. But if you're bloated and your stomach is sticking all out, nah, it doesn't feel good. You know, and if you pay attention to something like that, then it can make for, you know, a day that doesn't necessarily feel good. You don't feel good about yourself, therefore you probably, you know, are not gonna necessarily feel good, except unless you come across, you know, people who are talking love. You're like, hey, love, and they're hugging each other, and I love you, and I love you too, and you spread it around. I thought y'all was spreading the love. So yeah. Plus, I didn't know that they just, you know, they would put the bags of stuff by the door, right? Which, you know, putting the bags by the door is easier for the Uber driver, but it's easier for them to also pick up the wrong bag. Okay? And that's not a good thing at all. So I didn't check the gas see what the gas prices are. Yesterday, I believe it was up to $3.70 at the cheap gas stations. Doesn't look tremendously busy. I just hope my camera is working so that I can scan these packages and I don't have to enter in the item numbers. Okay. So I don't know if Albertsons has their own Wi-Fi. I don't know. Okay, so the scanner on my camera only worked once, and I had to enter in each of these items manually. I don't like doing that because my eyes ain't that great. Okay, they're just not that great. So, yeah, we got all of the items. Now we're going to deliver it. We accepted an order from KFC. So let's go. We're going to do the dang thing. The dang thing. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so here we go. This is only my second order, but like I said, I wasn't quite expecting to do some grocery shopping, but that's okay. I prefer to grocery shop than, just to pick up, because sometimes they'll have you just pick it up and you have to scan the bags when you pick them up, then you have to scan the bags when you drop them off. And baby, my phone, for whatever reason, the camera shuts itself off. I went to go look to see if I had stuff in my my camera memory that's stopping it, and I didn't have any. Like normally when I'll have like a video or something in my camera, my camera starts saying not enough memory, right? But anyway, hopefully we'll get this dropped off. We'll pick up the other order. We'll deliver that order. Okay. I'm enjoying the slow pace. I've only been interrupted. My screen has only been interrupted twice while I was in the store. So yeah. So I don't know. You can like go. some Uber, I'm not mad, right? Only time I get mad is when, there's these malfunctions. Like, my phone won't scan the barcodes, right? And I even went on the Albertsons internet. And it worked just fine once. But after that, I had to manually input all of the item barcodes. Right? So it is what it is. And when it ain't, it ain't. So say, beautiful, how you feeling getting out? Making a little change, a little morning. Yeah, you feel pretty good doing that. Because you wanted to get out anyway. I just wish, things would work properly. Like I said, my phone is attached to my smartwatch. So it's barely audible. It's barely audible. So yeah. Now since they've had this construction over here, I'm really hoping that I'm coming the right way, to cross over the freeway. Okay. So yeah, you gotta do a whole loop. Then they'll let you cross over 635. But at least we're able to get across. Because for a long time, this construction has been making it difficult for us to get across. And they're still doing construction, but thankfully they done opened up a lane. I'm starting to sweat. So the Albertsons are probably equally distanced to the drop-off, I guess, in a way. Maybe not. Oh my God. Because I'm going all the way down here to Galloway. Ooh, I need some air. I need some air. Whew. So I still have, the congestion problems. I have been taking allergy pills, and I have been taking the antibiotics, right? I haven't been eating late at night, okay? Because they're trying to say that, there's a biohazard in your stomach and stuff if you eat late at night, and it can cause you to start growing mucus in your system. And I'm like, okay. So yeah. So it's saying that I'm 3 minutes away. So I'm being active, being productive, you know. I'm not, I'm not gonna use a whole tank of gas for this. I'm not. So I'm thinking, make a little change and then head on back to the house. Unless the orders start coming in, right? My God, I was starting to get like a mustache here. Can you guys see that? Yeah, I was starting to get a mustache and some whiskers. Like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, yeah, they stopped letting the middle lane turn left. They only got one lane turning left. Just in case you hear me. Oh shoot, it's taking me to KFC. Did you hear my tires screech? Because I'm turning? It was a sharp turn, but hold on. So, looks like Murphy gas is $3.59. Especially if we make enough money today. If we make enough money today, like $80, $90, $100. If we make that today, then tomorrow we could take Jimmy to go get an oil change and to get her fluids checked. Right? And of course I want to go to the 5-minute, oil change depot. ginger and turmeric and blueberry echinacea. I don't see how I could go wrong with this, right? And sometimes it tastes so good, right? It tastes so good that I do end up drinking a lot of coffee and tea, right? Because it's coffee tea. QT over here is $3.69. So Murphy is 10 cents cheaper. And if you are with, you know, if you're on the Walmart app and you're one of the members, you know, you get like 5 cents off. So that would be like a total of off of, that would be like $3.54. Okay. Damn it. I didn't know I was supposed to go left. Can I go left? Oh shit. I just got off and wasn't thinking about checking which way I needed to go. And I needed to go left. Can I go left from this lane? They should let people go left from both lanes because it's backed up like crazy around here. So I'm gonna just have to wing it, man. We're gonna wing it, baby. He was like, I can make a wide turn. You ain't supposed to be turning. I'm like, I didn't know. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl making a delivery. Just a girl making a delivery. Trying to make some money. Woo, now we in Box Springs. So we went from Garland to Dallas, to Mesquite, to Box Springs. Yeah. We doing the darn thing. See, and this is a stop sign. And it looks like you can go straight or you could go to the right. That's what I'm looking. I'm seeing the arrows say you can go straight or you can go to the left. All of these, these people are going to the left. I'm going straight. Is this it? Or is there another one? This is something else. Head east. Come on, tell me where I'm going. Trailer 23. Boom, 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 boom. 28, 26, 25, 23. Over here. 23. Leave at door. Hold on. So now it looks like I'm going all the way to Forney, right? Box Springs, now to Forney. Yeah. So I'm just glad they had me going down this road and not the highway, because the highway is backed up for real. Ooh, this is rush hour too. Woo. Okay, it's now 5 o'clock. No, it's 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock and the temperature is 82 degrees. No wonder I'm hot. But you know how we do. How do we do it? We want to look cute. Right? And since, you know, we was feeling a little bit on the bloated side, you know, we just decided, you know, black can hide a multitude of sins. Yeah. They got a lot of apartments over here. Gasoline is $3.69 over here. Oh, that's cash price. Credit price is $3.75. So who carries cash? $3.79 over there. Who carries cash? Or can you get cash from your debit card? That's a good question that I would like to know. So anyway, getting back to what I was talking about, the lady that I seen, now her journey has lasted about 8 months, a year, right? Because I was watching her videos from a year ago, and she looked like she was starting on her weight loss journey, right? Of you know, exercising, eating more proteins, and getting help, you know, with the shots. Okay. So, you know, I'm hounding, you know, my telemed doctor. Look, you know, can you please send a prescription over to, you know, to Sam's, right? Because we've been going back and forth about this, and I'm like, yeah, you know, if I can get on this program, you know, I could at least be at a good weight. I could at least be at a good weight, you know, in about 6 months, right? Which is what I wanted to do, right? But I wanted to be at a good weight by the time I got, you know, to be 65. I did try to do the yoga a couple of days, right? Because it has been brought to my attention that yoga, massages your internal organs, right? And we totally neglect our organs. Whew. Those people on the motorcycle drive me absolutely crazy, especially when I'm going 70. So you see how fast he passed me, right? He had to be going 100, right? And now he's zigzagging in and out of traffic. And it's like, yeah, I wish you would have used those other 2 lanes over there and you didn't come by me so fast because, I get nervous, right? It gives me anxiety because, first of all, motorcycles are hard to see, right? And the way he was moving, it's like I probably wasn't going to be looking for no motorcycle, but he was loud. The car, at least the bicycle was loud, so you kind of heard him coming and going. You just didn't know how close he was. That's all. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, it was so relaxing to see that little creek. That's the one thing I do like about sitting up high in this van, is I can see over the railings that they have, and I can see the creeks as I'm passing them. When I'm in the car, it just don't seem like I can see them. Now, I didn't know that this border was way out here. It looks like I'm going, it looks like I'm going to Shreveport. And darn it, I already missed Mardi Gras, so I ain't going to Shreveport. But anyway, Shreveport during Mardi Gras, oh my God. Talk about gentrification. Talk about price gouging. Yes, they'll call it supply and demand. But, we stupid, right? We'll believe anything they say. Oh, this is a trailer park. It looks pretty nice, and they got 3 ponds where they can go fishing. Now, don't put it past me not to get a trailer, right? Once I sit up here and decide, you know what, I ain't gonna be able to do it, right? And that's where, it's like, shit, I got to cash out and move around. I don't want to do that, right? Damn, Tyler, 78 miles. Damn well we ain't going to Tyler. And so I have not put the pitties in the car because I still haven't made up my mind, if I'm still going to pick up passengers. Times, like I said, I do the woman preference. I'll pick up women. I don't want to pick up nobody but the women. I could take it down, but I'm not going to take it down. And if the women aren't going to, order a woman's preference, I didn't know. A woman told me that to order the woman's preference, they charge more. Right? So one day I'm gonna have to go on Uber and see the options, right? See, the ride share, the exclusive, like is this one way? No, this ain't one way. It's two way. Okay, we're gonna get back on track. Okay, thankfully the camera worked. I dropped off the food at this place, and I did pick up another order to go to Cava, and it's a nice one. This one is $18, so I couldn't turn it down. Okay, I couldn't turn it down, so now I'm on my way to Forney, because it's Cava in Forney, and I think it's going to take it to somewhere over in Garland. I've been wanting to try some of that Cava food. It looks like it's like healthy Mediterranean type food. But I am way out here in the boonies, and I will take orders with the hopes that it will get me back to my neighborhood. Okay? Because, you know, you just don't want to come out here and not get none of your money back when it comes to the gas that it takes to get way out here. So that's why, you know, especially if you get a good one. If you get a good one, whew, I think $18 is pretty darn good for one stop. I hope it's one stop. Sometimes I'll be seeing something and it looks like it's one stop, but I didn't see I did not see the small print, and it'll be like multiple pickups. This is where I wanted to be anyway, was out here. Because out here, you know, I don't know. It's just less congested. Okay? Even though there's traffic, yes, it's just less congested. And the vibe is more low key. Okay? So even if it is congested, because the vibe is low key, you know, you don't necessarily feel like, you know, people aren't going to be understanding. You know, when, you know, you have to refer to GPS to see what direction you're going. So, I have been getting some notifications from CapCut, right? I had downloaded that one time because I was going to try to practice editing, right? And thinking that, you know, I could edit like on my phone, right? Because like even during this recording that I got going on here, y'all don't even need to see all of this, right? Your girl needs to be doing more editing, right? And I don't know how many times I hear, you know, content creators who are like, oh my gosh, you know, they got to spend the day editing so that y'all can get, you know, a video. And I'm like, not doing that, because it takes a long time just to upload these things. So, plus I was thinking that if I went onto YouTube Studio, that I could take a video and then, you know, alter it, edit it after I posted it. do that. If I could do it. If there's a possible way that it could be done, I don't know how to do it. So I'm riding on this FM 741, and oh my gosh, it's talking about, oh, you can go 55 miles, right? And I'm feeling like, too many twists and turns for me to go 55 miles and not know this road. I mean, once you know a road, you know where the curves come, and how deep the curves are, because there's definitely some yellow signs with arrows on it letting you know that this is a curvy curve. It's a curvy curve. And then we're coming up on another curvy curve. And I'm glad that, I'm coming through this area before it got dark. Because there ain't no lights out here. There is no lights out here. So I done went the back way, right? And I'm going to end up over here in Forney. Because I know this road. I mean, I know it. It's 7:41. I spent the whole day out this way. I tried to leave and it kept sending me back out this way. And I'm like, really? But most of it, I didn't get a chance to even see it because it was dark. So all I seen was the white line and the yellow line. That's all I seen. Maybe a few houses here and there. Yep. I do remember this area right here. And this Monitor Boulevard, it gets a lot of traffic. The only difference, I wonder if I could be a teacher. I had studied to be a teacher at one time. And I thought about becoming a teacher up until I had told this one girl, please don't walk with a pencil in your hand. And right after I said that, she almost fell, but almost stabbed me in my eye with the pencil. I was so mad at her. I was. Ooh, I was mad. I was like, oh my gosh, this temper that you have, Cherie, I just don't think that you could be around kids, right? I definitely have a temper when people end up doing injury or destruction, damage, doing something that they have no business doing something that, is against the rules, or worse, against the law, right? So it's against the law, and then they end up doing damage, right? Like, you gonna go 120 miles an hour, or 40 miles over the speed limit, or 50 miles over the speed limit, who knows, right? Get into a wreck, right? As if you could just say, oh, I'm sorry, it was an accident.